Greetings, it's Ian from RTO here. Welcome to another pick and mix. So this week it is mixing it up. So we look at a producer, go through their producing career, and then I pick my favourite albums from that. Now this one I've been working on for a little while because I'd never heard of this person, believe it or not, and it was a request someone asked for, and the person we're talking about is this chap, Jonathan Wilson. Born Jonathan Spencer Wilson, 30th of December 1974 in Los Angeles. Now he's a producer, songwriter and musician. His first band was called Muscadine, which he formed with Benji Hughes in 1995. They were scouted and they were signed by the legendary music business maverick Seymour Stein. Released their debut album in 1998. Come 2011, he was working on other stuff and producing his own stuff, and he's released albums which we'll look at a later date. But today we're going to look at all the people he's worked with. Now, I'd never heard of any of these artists, but they're all sort of American folk rock bands, and they're pretty good. I've really enjoyed this one. You know, I've gone down rabbit holes, and this is just a great rabbit hole to have gone down. I've discovered some really nice artists and some future rankings, I think. So let's have a look at Jonathan Wilson's stuff. Now, I have included his solo albums and his other and work he's done because he produced them. So this is looking at the producing side of things, and then we'll look at his musically in another video. So 2007, he does the album Frankie Ray, and there's some great tunes on here. The first stuff I'd ever heard by him, and El Matador is brilliant. I really like that, and You Can Help Me. Okay, 2009 then, he produces for someone else, and he produces for a band called Doors, spelled D-A-W-E-S. They're an American folk rock band from Los Angeles, composed of brothers Taylor and Griffin Goldsmith. Now, Taylor plays guitars and vocals, and Griffin plays drums. And the first album he produced for them was North Hills. Really good album. There's a great track on here called When You Call My Name, which is pretty good. And then my other favourite on there is If You Let Me Be Your Anchor. Nice, gentle, sort of folky rock song. Pretty good. 2010, he works with Jason Burzell. He's an American musician, songwriter and a producer himself. And he was the drummer for Rilo Kiley and played on the Elected and Connor Obhurst, which you'll hear about very shortly. And he produced an album called Hustler's Son. Some great tracks on here. The title track's pretty cool, but Black Waves and French Kissing are my favourites. It's very simple guitar and singing, and it's a wonderful album. Okay, 2011, he works on another album of his own called Gentle Spirit. Great album. I've really enjoyed listening to that one. It's got a wonderful track on it called Natural Rhapsody, which is cool, and The Valley of the Silver Moon. Pretty cool tracks. Then he's back working with Doors again on their 2011 album Nothing Is Wrong. Really good album this is. Coming Back to Man, The Way You Laugh. Some great tracks on there. Also in 2011, he was a busy old chap. He works with someone called Maya Doya Todd. Now, she is an American singer-songwriter and was described as by Dusted Magazine as one of them artists that seem to function just not as creators in their own right, but linking themselves with other musicians. And she made an album called Cosmic Ocean Ship, which is an interesting album, I must say. It's got a track called Summer Lover on it that's pretty good, and Gracias La Vida, pretty good track as well. Move on to 2012, and he started working with an artist called Father John Mystery. Now, his real name is Joshua Michael Tillman, born in 1981, another American musician known for satirical lyricism and eccentric performance style. And his album Fear Fun, again, interesting album. When I'm writing a novel. It's a really interesting song and a track. Well, You Can Do Without Me. Again, very, very good. Then he goes and records his own album, 2013's Fanfare, which is another good album. Dear Friend and The Illumination. Pretty good albums. 2013, he goes and works with the one and only Roy Harper. No introduction for Roy Harper, is there, on his Man and Myth album. Great album. Cuckoo Clown Land's fantastic, and The Exile. Then in 2013 he works with another artist. Now these are a Canadian rock band from Saskatoon in Canada, The Deep Dark Woods, and the album Jubilee. Really good album. 18th of December is a fine song, along with Pace in the Room. Now remember, we was talking about Jason Buzzell, and he said he drummed on for a guy, and the guy was Connor Oberst, an American songwriter who worked in Bright Eyes. And the album is called Upside Down Mountain from 2014. Really good album. Zigzagging Towards the Light is an absolutely brilliant song. And Double Life is a good song as well. 2015 now is working back with Father John Mystery on his I Love You Honey Bear album. Some good tracks on this. Nothing Happens at the Goddamn Thirsty Cow, which is quite an interesting track, and I Went to the Store One Day. Total bizarre title, but quite a good track. Up next, 2018, back with Doors for their Passwords album. Living in the Future is a fantastic track, and Telescope, really like that one. Then he decides, I'll make myself an album, and he brings out Dixie Blur in 2020. Really strong album. Pirate and Enemies are two of my favourite tracks from that. 2021 now, he's now working back with Father John Mystery on Chloe and the Next 20th Century. Everything But Her is a good track, but my favourite is Only a Fool. Then it's busy year again in 2021. He's now working with a chap called Billy Strings, which is his real name is William Lee Apostle, American guitarist and bluegrass musician. So he's doing a bit of bluegrass. And it's quite a fun album. I don't mind a little bit of bluegrass. Heartbeats of America is a pretty cool track, and Nothing's Working is as well. Staying in 2021, he's working with Aaron Ray, American pop band from Nashville, Tennessee, and their Lighten Up album. Really good album. True Love's Face and Modern Woman are pretty good. 2022. Now this was a great album. He works with Mary Solch on her album Begin Again. She's an LA based musician. What an album this is. Really enjoyed this one. Talk to Me and Streetlights are two highlights of that album. Works again with Doors on The Misadventures of the Doom Scroller. Joke in there somewhere, The Sound No One Made is good, and Doomsday Scroller. Excellent tracks. Staying in 2022, works with Angel Olsen, whose real name is Angelina Marie Carroll. Another American songwriter from St. Louis who lives in North Carolina. And her album Big Time, I really enjoyed this album as well. Ghost on and Through the Fires, excellent tracks. And last year, it's the last album that he's produced, and it's for a lady called Margot Price, an American country singer based in Nashville, and her album Straves. What a good album this is as well. Some great songs on here. Being to the Mountain is a pretty good track, and Change of Heart is as well. So this was a tough one because I'd never really heard these albums. So I've over the last few months I've been listening to these albums because I knew that I had never heard them. So, and I've come up with my top 5. So, number 5 for me is Father John Mistery's 2012 album Fear Fun. He's got loads of people that play on here. There's too many to mention. Some really good tracks on here. Fun Times in Babylon's really good. It's a gentle track. Nancy From Now On. Hollywood Forever Cemetery Sings. Wonderful little song. I'm Writing a Novel, which is a great song. One of my favourites. Oi, I Long Feel to Be in Your Arms. Nice little song. Mystery's Nightmares. It's okay, that one. Sons of a Ladies Man. Pretty interesting track. Well, You Can't Do Without Me, one of my favourite songs on here. Now Learning to Love the War, bit controversial that. TPs is quite fun, and Every Man Needs a Companion. It's well constructed songs on here. Not a bad song on here, to be quite honestly. It's a picture of poppy folk stuff. It's a very good album. Okay, my number 4 in this list is musician Conor Oberst and the Up Down Mountain, which is his 6th album. Jonathan Wilson plays on this. He does keyboards. Some really good tracks on here. Time Forgot is really good. Zigzagging Towards Light, one of my favourites. 100 of Ways, great little song. Artifact number 1's good. Lonely at the Top, Enola Gay, Nothing to Do with OMD. Double Life is a fantastic track. Kick, A Night at Lake Unknown, You Are Your Mother's Child, The Governor's Ball is pretty good. Desert Island Questionnaire, lovely little track. And Common Knowledge, really nice. It's got a mixture of acoustic tracks, electric guitar tracks, some nice words. It's a really good songwriter. Pretty decent album. Okay, my number 3 is a Doors album. It's their 2nd from 2011, Nothing Is Wrong. There's Taylor and Griffin Goldsmith. Jonathan Wilson plays mandolin on this. Time Spent in Los Angeles, a wonderful little track. I really like that one. If You Wanted Someone, there's a good track. My Way Back Home, yeah, Coming Back to Man So Well. How Far Have We Come, really good track. Far Away, I like that one. Moon on the River's pretty good. $1 Million Bill, good. The Way You Laugh, and a little bit more. Very good album, and mixtures of... I tell you what they're like. It's a mixture of Eagles and Tom Petty sort of crossing over. Very good track. Okay, my number 2 is Mary Schultz, Beginning Again. Excellent album, great singer, great compositions on here. Happy Birthday's great. Talk to Me, Tired, Sad, Street Lights. She's got an amazing voice. Strength, Hope of You, Ordinary Morning, One Thing Left to Do, A Little Bit Brighter, Devotion, and Holy Man. Definitely gone off a rabbit hole. I love this album. There's one way to describe it. It's very Joni Mitchell, Carole King sort of sound. Even a bit of Joan Baez is thrown in there. This lady appreciates these great classic singers, and it's a great album. I recommend that one. But my favourite one, and there's none of Jonathan Wilson's own albums here because I want to save that for another video, and it's The Deep Dark Woods Jubilee, which was their 5th album that they recorded in 2013. The band is Ryan Bolt on vocals, guitars and bass guitar, Chris Mason on vocals, bass guitar and Novacord, Lucas Gotes vocals, drums and percussion, Jeff Hillhorst on piano and anything keyboardy, and Clayton Lithicum on guitars. Some great tracks on here. Miles and Miles is fantastic. The Wonderful 18th of December, Picture My Wall, Red Red Rose, Gonna Have a Jubilee, Pace in the Room, East St. Louis, A Voice is Calling, I Took You Whoring, which is an interesting track. It's Been a Long Time, Bourbon Street, and The Beta, the same thing. Really good album this is. The way to describe it is a sort of jazzy sound, proggy pop. It's got some really good songs on here. I just think this is a great band, and I will be looking more into this band because I think this is a great album. So there we go. There's some of the work of Jonathan Wilson. So this has been a delight to do, and I can't remember who asked for it, but it's been a fantastic one to do, and I've really enjoyed this one because it's all new to me. So thank you very much. Okay, that's all for today. But I will be back tonight, of course, at 8 PM for the live stream. And then tomorrow, what have we got for you tomorrow? Well, we've got live album ranking of The Brilliant Cure. And we've got part 1 of a new story, the Michael Schenker story. And we're going to look at a little band that he was in at 11 years old. And it's called Live at 11 with the Energlaves, which was his brother was in as well. So we're going to have a look at that. So have a great day, everyone, and bye for now.